Hey folks, it's Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and in this video I'd like to address risk assessment, and especially keeping it in mind considering the recent events in Hattiesburg in Mississippi, where the two police officers were killed. Also the rioting in Ferguson and the Baltimore riots in Maryland. States that we are looking at here are Mississippi, Missouri, and Maryland. Now, if you go about doing a correct type of risk assessment, at least the way in which I approached it in my book, Bugging Out and Relocating, you keep these things in mind, right? In this book, I included some of the statistics regarding different countries, crime in different countries, but also I included statistics for people looking to relocate within the United States. So I went for some of the crime rates per state. When it came to doing the crime rates by country, I looked at the murder rates. I think that murder is pretty definite in terms of what it actually is, and even though it's not perfect because there's a few factors there that change. Even there's countries that have even a different idea of what murder actually is, and of course corruption to a great extent changes the numbers, because many countries cook the numbers of real murder. But it's still one of the most definite, most clear types of crimes. In the case of the United States, I use the information provided by the FBI Criminal Justice Information Services Division, and they have different crimes there, but I looked at the following ones, giving that I consider them to be some of the most significant ones: murder, violent crime, rape, robbery, assault, burglary, and vehicle theft. Especially I focused on murder. I used murder so as to make the chart, the ranking, as the safest and least safe state, using murder as the most important indicator. So organizing it depending on murder by 100,000 population, you have safest states in the United States would be New Hampshire with 1.1 murders per each 100,000 population. And then you go down the chart there, you have Vermont, you have Iowa, you have Utah, some of the safest states. But on the other end of the spectrum, on the other end of the chart, you have Puerto Rico with 26.7, which is massive, which is worse even than Iraq by a great extent in terms of murder. It's one of the worst places to be actually in. And then you start going up from the bottom. You have District of Columbia, you have Louisiana, you have Mississippi in place number 4, going from the bottom. So it's the 4th worst state in terms of murder in the United States. Going up a little bit more, you have then Alabama, you have Michigan, South Carolina, then you have Missouri, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8th worst state to be in terms of murder, and right after that you have Maryland. So these are definitely some of the worst states in terms of crime within the United States. They are clearly within the top 10 most worst states in terms of murder, and I would even say in terms of crime in general as well, even though it's not always correlated one with the other. But these are definitely states that, if you do a reasonable risk assessment, you want to try to avoid. You have other factors to be taking into account as well: education, cost of living, quality of life, health and such. But crime is one of those things, and this is as from someone that actually lived with lots of crime for quite a bit of his life. It's not just the possibility of being physically directly harmed, but it's one of those things that constantly looking over your shoulder, it really affects your quality of life. It's no way of living. Folks, if you're interested in the book, Bugging Out and Relocating, the link to Amazon is there below. That's going to be all for now. Take care, have a great day, and see you on our next video.